wait up, ain't got no time for that. I've stayed up, I was hoping that you would change your ways. Wake up, you blew your final chance. Make up, I'm trying but I cannot.
Hi you guys, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Josie and I'm a wife and a stay-at-home mom to 2 children, a 3-year-old and a 3-month-old, so pretty newly postpartum here, and we're going to be doing a get it all done today. But first, I did want to share with you guys an update that we did to our home, which is adding smart shades to every single room upstairs, blackout smart shades at that. So I'm so excited to be partnering today with Allesin Smart shades. And guys, these things are amazing. I cannot wait to share them with you. The first place we're installing them is in our nursery for our baby boy. We do plan to move him in this room, God willing, when he's 6 months. He's 3 months now, and so we knew we needed blackout shades. For the longest time we just had curtains, and in my daughter's room and our room, master bedroom, we had paper shades because we just didn't know which company to go with, because there's so many out there when it comes to smart shades and stuff like that. But these are so great. I got the battery powered one, but they also have like rechargeable ones and a like solar kind of recharging thing. But these are so perfect. They have so many different textiles and so many different colors, and they gave me both the remote that can power or control up to 15 smart shades, but then you can also download the app and that can control up to 30 of them. So if you want to go ahead and install these in your entire house, the app is amazing. You can set them to timers. You can set them exactly how you want them to come down and to go up. So if you want them to stop at a certain location, you can set that to exactly your preference and customize them. And I'm just in love with these. It's so easy in the morning. They just go up directly in the morning, and then at nighttime when the sun goes down and I don't want our house looking like a fishbowl, they come down, and they've just been so amazing. When I had the paper shades, it was so hard to like open my blinds every single morning, and so I would leave them closed and my house was a lot darker. But this is so easy because they automatically go up. I don't have to think about it at all, and I'm just loving these. I also installed them in my daughter's room because again, she had the paper shades there because we didn't know which blind company to kind of go with. So we just moved in 2 years ago, if you guys are new here, so we hadn't made any like permanent changes yet. But these are so amazing. I don't know where the footage went of my husband installing the rest of them in my daughter's room, but I will show you a clip of how they turned out. And I just love them. My daughter thinks they're super cool. They just go up in the morning and they kind of wake us up with the sunlight. So I've been loving them. So again, I'm partnering with them. You can find a variety of different shades and textiles and colors on their website, and they actually gave me a 10% discount code for you guys if you are interested. So I will leave that down below in my description. These are amazing, you guys. I highly recommend that if you're in the market for window treatments, you check them out. So thank you to Allesin Smart Shades for partnering with me on today's video. But now back to the video, you guys. We are going to be getting it all done today, postpartum style, being kind to ourselves, and just I have a little list of things I want to do today. Nothing too crazy, but I am trying to get the house together before I add any more decor. You guys know I just redecorated my entire house after Christmas, and now springtime is coming and I want to sprinkle a little bit of spring and Easter around the house. But I really want to do some of the deep cleaning that I wasn't able to do during my entire like pregnancy because of sickness, and then because I was too big and because I was tired, and all these things that I wanted to knock off the list. Like, you know, when you just like pass by like dirty I don't know, like dirty baseboards and you want to clean them so bad. But during my pregnancy, that would happen to me, but I couldn't because I physically could not do all these things that I wanted to do. So now that I'm 3 months postpartum and I'm starting to feel better, I'm starting to get my energy back, you know, he's getting into a routine and sleeping more consistently. So I'm trying to knock off the things that been bugging me throughout my entire pregnancy that I wasn't able to tackle before he came. So we're going to be doing some laundry today, but then one of the things that I really wanted to tackle is actually cleaning my headboard. So we're going to be doing that today. I'm going to be showing you guys an amazing transformation using my handy dandy little green Bissell machine that I've also used on my car before he was born. You guys already know that thing is amazing. And then I'm also gonna be sadly just going through all his clothes and taking out the 0 to 3 because he already does not fit in those. He's already in like 6-month size. That's a whole nother story. He's huge. He was born huge. And so yeah, we're going to be doing a variety of different things today. And I'm just going to be chatting with you guys on where I've been and what's been going on. That I took a little break from YouTube, as you guys noticed, after I finished decorating the house. So bear with me and stay tuned for that. The first thing I'm going to do after folding these clothes are is getting my headboard clean. This thing was bothering me so much throughout my entire pregnancy. I have the Joss and Main wingback or something like that headboard, and it was expensive, and it's probably the most money if I spend on any piece of furniture. I'm very cheap, but this was an investment, and so I knew that I couldn't just leave it until it got too bad that it was like there's no going back. So I showed you guys the stains. It gets really dark, I guess because we lean our heads, and I don't know why it gets so dirty, but things get dirty, especially white linen. So I went ahead, and the first thing I did was go over it with the fabric shaver because, you know, it gets the little balls of like lint. And so I went through that, and then I used my Folex first. This spray is amazing. I've used it for like stains. So I just went ahead and like went over that just to add like an extra cleaning agent. And then I went with my little green Bissell machine and I sprayed it down. In this machine, you want to use hot water and the solution that is compatible with this machine. And this is how I clean my white couch, how I clean any stains in my car. Like I showed you guys, I have like a whole car cleaning video where it's like a crazy transformation. So you want to spray this and then leave it to set for 15 to 30 minutes. And then you go ahead and start scrubbing and stuff. So that's what I'm doing first. And also another tip that I have, it's not a tip, it's actually like you need to do this or it's going to come out wrong. When you're doing a light color fabric, like my sofa or this headboard, you have to do the whole thing. You cannot just spot clean because it will leave water stains. So that's the only bad thing. Like if you're going to clean something that's white like my headboard or my sofa, you have to clean the entire piece, the entire cushion, whatever it is, because wherever you stop, if you don't clean, it's going to leave that water stain, and you can tell that, you can tell. So you have to spray it down and scrub the whole thing. I didn't show the whole process, but I did do that. So the next thing I'm doing while that sets for 15 to 30 minutes is I'm going to get all my 6-month clothing out for baby boy, which I had all in this crib, and I'm going to wash it, and then I'm going to take out everything from his dresser that's 0 to 3, that half of the stuff I didn't get to put on him because he grew so fast. He was born 8 pounds 7 ounces, and by the time he was 2 months, he was like 14 pounds and 2 ounces. So he's growing really quick, and yeah, he's in 6 months clothing. So that's that. So I didn't think I'd be doing this so soon, but I am taking out all the 6-month clothing that I had from like the baby shower and gifts, and then also that I've had handed down to me. And so I'm gonna wash all that, and then we'll get into that. But by this time it was ready to scrub, and you guys will see like from the first time that I do the scrubbing, you can already see like the darkness disappearing, and like that defined spot that was there before kind of disappearing. So it did do a wonderful job, but I did do this twice just because I hadn't done it in so long. I had to do it twice to like really get it back to its all natural white that it was. But yeah, so I went ahead and scrubbed that, and then I'm gonna go back in the room and start taking out the 0 to 3 from his dresser. But I do want to just, and this is a very chatty video, it's kind of like one of my chat with me, so if this is not your jam or you're not into these type of chatty videos, I'm sorry, but I do want to catch up with the followers that do love and care about me and want to know how I'm doing. So yeah, I took a little break, you guys. I think it goes without saying that postpartum is very hard, and especially when you're dealing with like anxiety and mental health issues prior to that. So if I've been very open about my struggle with anxiety and depression and all that stuff. And, you know, being postpartum is a lot. getting used to 2 under 3 is a lot. Being home all day alone with 2 under 3, not being able to go out because in New York it's flu, COVID, RSV season, and just being entrapped in the house is a lot. Before I was pregnant, I always struggled with mental health, but I was able to go out, and I started going to the gym, and I was able to just go out with my daughter. She was already 2.5, so it wasn't difficult to go out with her. I had her in different programs, library classes and stuff like that. But right now I'm just in the house, which is just I'm not even going to try to say the word that I want to say, because you guys are always correcting me, but it's just exaggerating all the symptoms of anxiety and depression. And one thing that I've also been open about is my faith. And I am Christian, and I believe in Jesus. I believe that he died for us. I believe that he died so that we can have a relationship with him and the Father. And so, yeah, I had to take a step back and refocus on that. And I shared that on my community tab because I just had like a huge revelation as I'm going through all this anxiety and stuff like that. Really bad, you guys. This is the worst anxiety that I've ever had, and I have 2 kids to take care of, so it's really not an option for me to just allow this to get worse. And what I shared on my community tab was a revelation that I had. So there's a verse, and I believe it's Matthew 6:33, that says, "Seek me above all else, and everything else will be added onto you." So I've basically taken 2 weeks off to just seek him, because what I've noticed is that, I am very, I would say, surface level Christian. I've been saved since I was 16, so this was a very hard realization for me to get to, but I know the verses, I know worship songs, I go to church, I proclaim my faith openly, but I realized that when I would get into this anxiousness and these anxieties and these fears. So the whole first 3 months of postpartum, I was just scared that I was dying. Like, I was having all these different symptoms, and I was like going to the hospital, heart monitors, all this stuff being done, because I'm like super scared of that. I'm super scared, like, when I hear something or I think something's coming after my children. I've just been in a very heightened state of fear. And what this has brought to my attention, and why I believe God allowed this to happen, is he's kind of showing me that my faith is not on solid ground, and it's not as strong as I think it is. Like, we hear things like, if you take refuge in the Lord, he will protect you. But then when I get in that state of anxiety and that panic, all that goes out the window. Like, do I really believe that God would allow this to happen is where I'm at. So do I really believe that when I say these words, or I rebuke, or I do any of that stuff, like rebuke spirit of fear, anxiety, do I believe that holds any weight? And so I really had to get to a point, and it's crazy because I've heard this all my life, seek him above all else, but I never really understood what it meant. And so I'm at a point right now where I am seeking God, not for personal gain, not for my prayer request, not so he can heal my anxiety, but because I want to know him. I want to know his character. I want to know him like I know anybody else in my life. Like my husband. If somebody tells me, oh, your husband said this, that, and the third, or he did this, that, and the third, I know my husband well enough to be like, no, like, that's not in my husband's character. He didn't do that. He wouldn't do that. This is true, and this is not true. I want to know God to that extent, and I realize that I don't. I don't know God to that extent where I can confidently say things, pray things over me, pray things over my family, pray things over anxiety and fear, and actually believe that those things are done, and that what God says in his word, I know his word to an extent, because I really haven't been in my word, which is why I'm trying to dive back in, but knowing his word is not enough. In order to believe that it's actually true, you need to know God, and you need to know his character. And that is what it means when it says seek him above all else. And that's what it means where it says seek me and you'll find me, and I will show you things that you've never seen. Like, I want to get to that point where I have that intimacy and relationship with God. And I just realized that I didn't have that. And so, yeah, and I'm realizing that my prayer life doesn't have to be all about my needs. Oh God, I need this. I need finances. I need help with my marriage. I need help with anxiety and fear. His word says, seek him above all else, and everything else will be added onto you, which means as long as you're genuinely seeking him and seeking to know him, he already knows our prayer request. And so there's no need to devote majority of your time to praying about these prayer requests. Just focus on knowing him, and everything else will be handled in that process. And so that's the realization that I came to. That is why I've been gone. I've been focusing on myself, my health, and just focusing on getting to know God. I don't usually talk this much or run into my outro, but that's what it is. I hope that this helps somebody, you guys. I really hope that this strengthens somebody's relationship with the Lord. And I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next one, God willing. As always, spring decorating is coming up, so that should be the next few videos that I'm going to be putting out. So I will see you guys, God willing, as always, in those videos. Bye.